new platform.
Yeah, we're live. We are live.
Update is good. All right, kids, we'll clip that off and post. Welcome everybody to Virtual Design Masters Season 5. That's how we roll here. We do things live, like Bill O'Reilly. All right, folks, we are very proud to have the entire team here. This is the first official Judges Welcome to Virtual Design Masters Season 5. Technically, this is episode 2. We did an introductory episode, so we're going to twist things up a bit because we wanted to get to know our judges before we get rolling, and then we're going to find out our very first challenge. So with that, I want to start, of course, let's move down the line, introduce ourselves, the creative team as you know them. You know VMiss33. She's not always evil, but she is here. Tell us about yourself, Melissa.
Hi, everybody. My name is VMiss33. I am the creative director of Virtual Design Master. So I have a little bit of a reputation for giving really evil challenges. I also got my VCDX last year on VCDX 236, which has given me some new, unique perspective on infrastructure design. So get ready, folks. The first one's coming.
And of course, we would be nowhere without our power by community, our very own Angelo Luciani, the community master of many origins. You may know him from the Toronto VMUG. You may know him from the Green Circle community. So Angelo, welcome aboard.
Thanks, Eric. Hi, everyone. Good to be here. A little backstory for everyone. I just got my internet working I think 2 minutes ago. So I'm really happy to be on the session tonight. Really excited to hear what the judges have to say about the upcoming contest, and just looking forward to Season 5.
Excellent. All right. Well, this is pretty good. I just want to quickly run through and remind everybody that, of course, not only are we powered by community, we are powered by a great array of sponsors amongst our judges as well. So I just want to quickly give a shout out to all the folks that are supporting us. Of course, on the panel here, we have to welcome Byron Schaller and Rebecca Fitzhugh, who are not only judges, but they're also sponsoring the event this year. So this is really, really important for us. We're very proud that folks are coming from the community and giving back. And it's kind of a very important part of what we try to do to help to give continuous outreach in every way that we all can. Of course, our premier sponsor this year is Round Tower Technologies. We're very happy to welcome Round Tower. And of course, you may know VCDX 133, Renee Vanden Bedham. Renee is also part of Round Tower, and he helped along with Byron to help to get folks involved. And so thank you again to the Round Tower team. And of course, our hosting sponsor this year is Packet.net. The first time we've ever seen a very interesting new way to approach infrastructure. So we're going to see some of that interwoven as we get further along in the competition. So thanks again to the folks at Packet.net. And we'll share a few ways that we can actually do some interesting ways to experiment along the way. We have a community contributor who also donated, a repeat contributor from last year, who remains anonymous, but he is a very powerful part of our V expert community. Thank you again for you know who you are. And of course, a repeat deliverer of goodness here, James Brown. So, you know, James Brown from Virtual Design Master. He's a previous competitor, and he also sponsored our Judge's Choice last year. So James has jumped into the game again to deliver our Judge's Choice prize. This would be somebody who doesn't make it all the way, but has a very interesting approach to their solution. We also have Jason Langer. Jason is now, I believe, a 4 or potentially even 5-time contributor. Jason's a really, really great community contributor in general, a good fellow, big fan of coffee crisps. So if you meet him at an event, bring a coffee crisp and that'll make him smile. And of course, we have a new sponsor, which is very, very cool. We'd like to welcome TVP Strategy. So if you remember from last year, Edward Halecki helped us out to deliver not only judging, but some guidance for our folks on security in part of the challenge. So Edward and his team at TVP Strategy are offering a silver membership to the TVP Strategy website, which has some very, very cool, deep research on technology. And so our final 3 are going to be able to get access to that. And we're going to be able to kick the tires and see what goes on in behind the scenes at TVP. And of course, if you watched our Twitter earlier, we have a lucky prize because not only the people that contribute and compete, but the folks who watch. And we are very, very happy to announce that Frank Denneman has given us 10 copies. Well, we actually want to read one. So Frank Denham has happily given us 9 copies. Just kidding. 10 copies of the vSphere 6.5 Host Resources Deep Dive. It's a very, very cool book. We have all 10 copies sitting very carefully in the Virtual Design Master Utility Muffin Research Kitchen, ready for delivery. And we're going to find out interesting ways to give those throughout the competition. So we're going to have a couple away at each event. Now, that's enough of me. Trust me, I've heard all that I want to hear from my voice. With that, let's move on and introduce in alphabetical order, because that's the only way I can see that's fair. We're going to start Byron. Tell us all about yourself and welcome back.
Thanks, Eric. How's it going? So I'm Byron Schaller, VCDX with 231. That's right, I guess. So I do work for Round Tower as well. I run our DevOps practice there. Happy to be back as a judge and now as a sponsor. I lived through this myself not too long ago. Well, it seems like not too long ago. So I know what you guys are in for. It's the things I want to see as a judge today and going forward is focus on conceptual and logical design, not just hardware-based things. That's very important. And as always, humor. We appreciate that as long as you're right. But best of luck to everybody.
All right. Well, welcome back again. And Byron, of course, thank you very much for supporting us, not just with your time, but with donating to the prize pool. And for folks who don't realize, it is a lot of time that everybody contributes, and we are very respectful and thankful of all that you do. Not only time, but time zones. And with that, I cannot help but give a huge welcome to Lior. Lior, it's a pleasure to have you as a part of this. And you're coming from another part of the world today, and you will be throughout this competition. So for folks that think it's tough to do this at 8 p.m., try doing it at 3 a.m. Lior, introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like to see in a Virtual Design Master.
All right. Hi, guys. So my name is Lior Kamrat. Currently, it's 3 a.m., so don't mess me up. Thanks guys for having me. So what I would like to see is creativity, thinking out of the box, next gen architecture, and not just the stuff that we're familiar from the 80s. I want to see details, not just Byron mentioned conceptual, logical. That's true, but I also want to see some meat around the edges, and to see architectures that are pointing to not what we want to hear, that just what will work. So yeah, that's it pretty much. And good luck, everyone.
And Lior, you of course mentioned you're powered by a mascot locally. So every episode I will dedicate the episode to one of my mascots. So today's episode is dedicated to Mega Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mega Man is always appropriate. And for folks that don't already know Rebecca Fitzhugh, this is going to be a great opportunity to introduce. Thank you, Rebecca. I know you're also at a conference. And again, thank you very much for taking the time tonight and for giving both prize and time to Virtual Design Master. It's good to have you. Welcome aboard. Introduce yourself and tell us what you're looking for in a Virtual Design Master.
Sure. Yep. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Rebecca Fitzhugh. Unfortunately, I got to know Melissa. Period. That ends the statement. But we did our VCDXs together last year. So I'm number 243. What I'm looking for Virtual Design Master, to echo the other judges, is some creativity. I want you to fully understand the problem at hand and address the problem, right? Because at the end of the day, the technology doesn't matter, right? It's, did I meet the customer requirements? Did I actually accomplish the mission? So I want you to prove that to me creatively.
Excellent. Now, Melissa,
Yes.
as the purveyor of challenges, let's give them, I know you don't want to give away all the secrets. What are you looking for in a Virtual Design Master?
The judges, because I'm not technically a judge, the judges, they really echoed a lot of what I want to see. I love to see creativity. I want people to think out of the box, because a lot of times when you're in a bind or you're looking to come up with that weird solution to solve these unique customer requirements, you need that creativity. I want to see, like Byron said, the focus on the conceptual, logical, and physical design, because they are really distinct, important parts of the design process. And, I want to see people not afraid to take chances and not afraid to, what word should I use? infer things about the challenges as long as they're documenting them as such, right? So just making sure that you're covering your bases and documenting things appropriately.
Good word. Good word. Big word too, but good word.
Now, Angelo, as the community power behind all this, you and I are the non-VCDX crews here, so we're definitely
Yeah.
bringing down the average. But what do you
Yeah.
want to see at a virtual design master?
I think folks already have a sense of what the theme might be for this year, and I think it's creativity and thinking outside the box. And I'll just add to that where I'm hoping folks really push themselves to learn something new, whether it's a new technology or a new way of doing things. I really want to see folks just swing for the fences, try something new. You may not be familiar with it. Last year we talked a lot about NSX, which was great, and people really got into that and learned it. And then also some orchestration from last year as well. So I'd like to see folks try something outside of their comfort zone as well. But
Really,
yeah.
Angelo, are you suggesting something to me?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's safe to say that Melissa doesn't understand comfort zone, or she knows exactly how to get on the other side of it for everybody, which is, it's good. Everybody here on this panel has pushed themselves to a level to do something amazing and share back to the community, which is a huge part of all of it, which is I'm very proud to be able to help to be, get this out to the masses here. And we have a good audience. Talk about that, 100+ countries that are watching us right now, which is very, very cool to think of. That just a few years ago, we came up with this wacky idea that we would do a reality show about IT, and yet here we are, season 5. But that was the easy part. Now you've heard how to do it. You heard what we're looking for. And I think there's no better way to just lead us right into it. Melissa, why don't you tell us what our 14 virtual design masters are in for? And again, we're going to publish. So tomorrow you're going to see the full list of all of our virtual design master competitors, as well as the first challenge. And those fine folks are going to receive it in a few minutes. Tell us all about it.
So before I give you the challenge, I just kind of want to remind everybody what's happened on the last 5 years in Virtual Design Master. Unfortunately, the zombies have overrun the earth. We faced a little bit of a zombie apocalypse, and all we had were these really old warehouses of hardware to rebuild things with. So we've faced zombies. Unfortunately, we had to abandon ship. We had to leave the earth. So we ended up on the moon and Mars. And then finally, last season, we're claiming our earth back from the zombies. So a lot of this season is going to be about reclaiming the earth, re-terraforming it, and perhaps getting ready to make sure that another zombie apocalypse can't happen. And if it does, we as the human species are prepared to deal with it.
Did you say terraforming? Interesting.
Yeah, terraforming. Like
interesting.
You can't really live on a
have
planet.
no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can't really live there, so you have to do things to it first. And terraforming. I think everybody should go do some reading on terraforming. Might come in handy at some point.
Good.
So just a reminder again, in the final challenge of season 4, we saw our competitors launch the new infrastructure environment for the Humanity Link application, which spanned both traditional virtualization and 2 separate public cloud providers. This is the foundation we will be using to continue to build the future of humankind. This challenge continues today as we look at our repeatable and resilient infrastructure, which will be designed on Earth and can be used to scale out to other sites and potentially other planets. Our virtual design master of last season, Katarina Wagnerova, showed us how to deliver the infrastructure with strict requirements and challenging timelines this year. This is your chance to learn from previous virtual design master winners and challengers and show that you have what it takes to be a virtual design master. So without further ado, here's your first challenge. We must now get ready to continue to deploy the newest version of the Humanity Link application. We know we want to spend our efforts out across the world as we begin the terraforming effort. Because most of our time has been spent preparing the Earth for recolonization, we're looking for your recommendations for building out the new version of the Humanity Link application, which we've been so busy working on. We are also building an army of robots to carry out the terraforming efforts. These robots will be operated in shifts to ensure there is a fleet running at all times. All robot maintenance is done while they're off shift. The new version of the Humanity Link application will add the features needed for scheduling, operations, and maintenance of the robot fleet. We need you to design and document a resilient 3-site architecture. We do not have limitations on hypervisor, hardware, networking stack, or applications. You will be working with many assumptions and will need to ensure your infrastructure design is able to handle the potential for unknown workloads. Hint, you should be able to scale your environment easily in any direction. Our primary concern is the resiliency in as many layers as possible. The design and initial deployment will be on Earth, and you can assume that Earth-like environmental conditions will be available wherever the design is deployed. Your design will need to clearly illustrate how you provide resiliency and be prepared to also defend how you made your decisions on where your resiliency lies and what trade-offs you've introduced when making these decisions. The challenge submission will include your design, any supporting documentation that supports these design decisions. You have until Tuesday, July 4th, that's Tuesday, July 4th at midnight Eastern time to submit your designs, and you will be defending those designs live on Thursday, July 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, right here from the Virtual Design Master live stream in front of our panel of 3 VCDX judges.
Wow.
Wow, that's not so bad.
That's not so bad.
No, and I think this is.
I mean,
well,
it's fairly open-ended. They can pretty much do whatever they want. I don't see why it's a problem.
So remember the scene in Armageddon when Billy Bob Thornton explained the astronauts the environment they're gonna be landing on. So basically, worst case scenario. So that's what I thought when I heard that.
Basically, I mean.
I think we definitely have a good challenge in front of us. It's funny. A lot of people asked. I said, "How are you going to make it more difficult than last year?" I said, "No, it's not really that. It's progressively more difficult. What it is we're progressing in the way that we approach the problems. So the technology is going to change. The way that we solve it may change, but ultimately the challenges stay to the core. So this sounds very exciting. As Melissa mentioned, very open-ended, which can be both a good thing and an interesting challenge unto itself. A lot of folks tend to struggle a bit when we don't give them guardrails, so it's going to be fun to watch. And of course, everybody has a chance to look over the previous competitors' challenges and their submissions. So we have lots of opportunity to take a look at how other folks have approached some of these challenges before. Now, Byron, you have a couple of interesting tips as somebody who's gone through this process. Tell us all about that and your thoughts.
Yeah, so a couple of pro tips when you take on this first challenge. The first is, I guess, one to do, and the second is one not to do. The first is reach out to us if you have questions or problems or want clarification on something. Reach out to the past Virtual Design Master folks. Kat, Steven, Tim, Akmal, all good folks who, if they have time, help you out. And most importantly, reach out to each other. I know when I went through this, there was a lot of co-opetition going on as we all tried to not kill ourselves in this process, which you're not going to sleep. So welcome for that. But lean on each other and learn from people. This is what this is all about. The second, I guess, as far as your choices you make, I wouldn't assume by where any of us work or have worked in the past that using those options or products will buy you points. It won't. What will buy you points is solid design that's well thought out and functional. And the third is never forget the use case. The use case is the most important thing here. What you're trying to accomplish, the value that your design is going to bring. Focus on that will get you far.
Nice.
Good points, Byron. Good points.
Lior, you, as Byron mentioned, what we've got as certifications where we work, we all come from different backgrounds and have gone in different ways. So
right.
I would assume you could bring the same sort of advice. What other key tips have you got for folks before they get started?
Yeah, so I think the word evolution is coming to hand. So when I thought about this VDM thing, and it correlates with the VCDX process that we went through. It's important for the candidates to understand that we're looking for evolution. We're looking for them to get out of the, let's call it the private area We want to see some stuff that are next gen architectures, not just in the sense of, new hypervisors or new platform, also in a sense of how things will operate, what will be the glue that sticks them together, so to speak. So Angelo mentioned that last VDM, it was all about NSX and orchestration. So I think that this one should be around the stuff that they don't know. And this is what I mean by getting out of their comfort zone. Remember, guys, I was a pure VMware guy. I'm not anymore. I'm very much not. So think about that. Think about the stuff that you are not familiar with, pretty much.
Nice.
Good points.
Rebecca, I know you've probably got somebody who've gone through the VCDX process, and I was lucky enough to be able to sort of watch it from the sidelines. What do you think?
By watching from the sidelines, you mean cooking for me and Melissa while we whiteboard?
For the power of community, that's what we do.
So we do support each other.
Yeah.
One of the things, as Melissa was reading, I identified very quickly several key requirements. And I want to make sure that the candidates, or not candidates, what are you? These
Contestants.
Yeah,
It's not the Hunger Games, Rebecca.
Zombie baby.
Yes.
It is the Hunger Games. There will only be one, and you all volunteered as tribute. So I'd like to see that they clearly identify what those requirements are and they address them. And I agree wholeheartedly with Byron and Lior. Get out of your comfort zone. Don't just rely on the same technologies that you know, and show some creativity. Because Byron said he's the practice lead for DevOps. Lior said he doesn't touch VMware anymore. Me neither. So it's VMware. We all know VMware. Awesome. If that's the best product, use it. If it's not, learn.
Yeah.
And Melissa, you, as the creator of the design, you obviously can't give away too many secrets, but what do you think you've got for good advice?
Yeah, right. I can't give away too many secrets, but I can say that I know a lot of these challenges seem kind of zany, and part of it's fun, but part of it's probably very frustrating for the contestants. But there are lessons hidden in each of them. For example, this seems fairly open-ended, but as an architect, you might find yourself in a situation where it's fairly open-ended. You might have a customer where they only have a few vague requirements, up to you to work with them to determine what the rest of them are. So there are real lessons and real skills hidden in these challenges, as whacked out and as crazy as they actually are. So learn.
And may the designs pray forever in your favor.
and Mega Man is watching.
That's
Mega
right.
Man is watching.
Mega Man is always watching. He's like Ceiling Cat. Angelo,
I got the best advice by far. If all else fails, okay, just tweet out to this guy. Okay. I think that says it all. Just tweet out to him, ask for help, and you're golden. So no, but seriously, in addition to what everyone said, just try to have fun. I know it's going to be pretty stressful, but it's always good to laugh. You can see we're having a good time on this call, maybe because we're not pressed with any challenges, but just try to have a good time, So that's what I would encourage the participants to do.
There's nothing like a good diagram.
Right.
This
With
is
colors.
very true.
With colors.
Yeah.
But not too many colors.
Not too many.
Show restraint. Yeah.
and not Frank Denneman crazy kind of diagrams.
Right.
Yeah. While Frank did contribute a book, he gave us he had a little more time to write the book than all the folks that have in front of them right now for the next few days. And of course, we also do respect that this is, for North American folks, this is a holiday period. So we actually have folks north of the 49th parallel are celebrating Canada Day on the 1st. And for folks on the south side, on July 4th, of course, is a national holiday. So we understand there's family things you're going to have to deal with, and use it wisely. Thus, we've given you till midnight. Byron will know this very well. That did not always line up with vacation and relaxing time. But again, people have done this before you. go to the participants page. The Twitter handles of everybody who's been a participant is there. They will gladly help. Reach out to them. Everybody who's competing has our emails. I just can't say anything other than good luck. You all are going to do something very, very cool, and we're very proud of having you a part of it and looking forward to seeing what's next. So with that, I think we're gonna wind it down. We're gonna get the emails out, and we look forward to seeing everybody live here next week. That's right, 7 great days and 30 minutes minus from right now. We'll be doing our first ever live defense and featuring every single one of our Virtual Design Master contestants. With that, from all the crew at Virtual Design Master, our participants, our judges, and our sponsors, we thank you, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.